By the time this video goes live, the Nintendo Switch 2 will be available for retail sale. And it'll be the first time in 8 years that the original Switch is no longer Nintendo's main focus. I just wanted to take a quick look back and reflect on those 8 years, just how just special Nintendo Switch is, and how it really kind of changed the way I look at video games. And now, of course, the Switch is not the first handheld console. It's not even Nintendo's first handheld console. But it did something really special. It connected to a docking station and connected to your TV. And you just plug the handheld system into the docking station and it played the game on the TV. And you could take the controllers off of the system and play them wirelessly. Now, that's nothing new now, of course. The Switch has been out for 8 years. There's been multiple versions of the Switch. There's PC handhelds that do a lot of the same stuff. But in 2017, if you wanted to connect a device to a TV that wasn't like a full-on gaming console, it was a laptop, not like a handheld system. Like a 3DS couldn't plug into a TV. PS Vita couldn't really. I think you could do something with a PlayStation TV, but that's like proprietary stuff. You couldn't just plug it into the TV, really. And that kind of that, when they teased this and they came out with all the marketing videos, I remember seeing it and being like, wow, that is such a cool system. And I hadn't owned a Nintendo console in a while because, I don't know, I was a teenager and just, it was cool to have a PlayStation or an Xbox. And now that I'm an adult, I realize that it's kind of silly. Nintendo makes some great games, and I decided that I was going to get the Switch. Something that I didn't expect happened. After playing games on the Switch, it became the only way that I wanted to play games. Now, I have an Xbox. I have an Xbox Series X. It's really for the most heavy-duty games that won't play on a system like a Switch, or even like a Steam Deck. But this thing can play a lot of games at high frame rates. And I still sometimes would choose to play it on this thing, or my Steam Deck. The reason I even got the Steam Deck, I think the reason the Steam Deck even exists is because of the Nintendo Switch. The reason that the Lenovo Legion Go exists. The reason that the Asus, whatever, the ROG Ally, whatever, all those things, all those systems, the reason that they exist is because this came out and sold like crazy. And people loved playing games on it. And it became the main way that I played games for a long time. And of course, in the past couple of years, I've been playing a lot of my games on my Steam Deck and not on my Switch because it does produce a similar effect. I can play games on the go, I can play games on the couch at a higher frame rate. I can have all my Steam library. But now that the Switch 2 is coming out, I bought a bunch of digital games that I would have bought on Steam Deck, and I bought them on the Switch so that I could play them on Switch 2. And I get the feeling that very quickly, from the moment I get a Switch 2, that'll be the way I want to play. Because even though there's dozens of systems out there at this point that do the same thing as this, there is something special about the Nintendo Switch and the way that it did things. Something so special that it completely changed how everyone plays games.